All right, so today we're doing the get up. That means get down on the floor, get back up off the floor. 2 reasons why. If you can't do this, it's a risk of falling, or if you do fall, it's a risk because you can't get back up without support or help from other people. Number 2 is that the higher score you get on this, or the more supports that you need to get up off the ground, the more correlated it is to mortality. And if we are looking for longevity here and trying to increase our health span and decrease our sick span, this is one that kind of gives us a barometer of how we're doing. So there are some reasons that this is a good exercise. One is it tests your strength, it tests your balance, it tests your coordination, and it tests your range of motion or flexibility. So it's a great one zinger that gives us a whole bunch of information. So I'm going to show you how to do this, and then I'll show you how to improve it if you don't do as well as you want. All right. I would recommend always having something that's soft so you don't tear up your knees, but basically the test is this. Cross your ankles, lean forward, counterbalance with your arms, and see if you can get down on the floor and then back up again without using any supports. You can also do that squatting, so if you don't like the cross ankle thing, you can just go down like this to a full support. It does require more flexibility and ankle flexion to do that, so it's not as easy as the cross-legged one typically. So what happens if you can't do it? That's okay. Start where you are. So let's say you have to go down like this to get to the floor. You're going to count that as 1 point, 2 points, and then from here you're like, okay, I need to put this down to kind of get my hips to the ground. So that's 3 points. So 1, 2, 3. So I got 3 on the way down. And on the way up, I'm going to do 1. And then I've got my knee down here, 2. 2 hands to get up, 3, 4. So I would have gotten 3 points on the way down, 4 points on the way up. My total score would be 7. You do the test yourself and see how many points do you need to get up or back down. Most people need more points to go up than they do down. But make sure your down is controlled. Make sure it's not a flop, okay? Don't just flop down. The most you can get is 5 points on each end. 5 points on the way down and 5 points on the way up, which would be 10 total points. The target is to try to get to 0 or to get less than what you can currently do. So what do we do if we can't do it and we're trying to improve? What should we do to improve it? There's a couple of phases of that. So I'm going to teach you those. There are 6 things you can do to improve that. All right, so here they are. Number 1 is you have to turn on the glute. We all have glute muscles, but we don't all recruit and use our glute muscles. So stand up tall, hands on your hips, or maybe back on your hips here so you can actually feel the glutes working. Put your foot behind you. Hold on to a chair or wall if you need to. That's totally fine. And you're just going to turn your toe out and lift your leg in small pulses. 2, 3, 4, and 5. You will feel that muscle is hard, not squishy, and you'll feel the muscle start to work. You've just turned on that muscle. Then do the other side. Chest up, leg back, feel squishy, lift, toe out, not squishy. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The whole point of that is just to turn the muscles on so they'll start working for you, okay? Number 2 is to step forward and back. So take a step, and then say, never mind, and go back to where you were. This works on balance as well as muscle strength. So just do 5 of those, stepping, you don't have to lunge, but just a nice step and right back. Switch legs, and you can do, I don't know, 5 or 10 of these, whatever works for you. Number 3 is split stance squats. With this one, your back heel is going to come off the ground. Let me move over so you can see better. Take a nice big step, your back heel goes off the ground, and you just dip. Nice and easy. Hold on to a chair if you like, but you want that back knee to move and bend. This is working again on your balance and your strength. When you feel comfortable, try to slowly just lower yourself to the ground. Push yourself back up and try it again. Nice and slow. And then push again. Switch legs. Chest is always up. Nice and slow dip. Heel is off the ground back here. If you feel safe and balanced, you can hold on to something. You can hold on to your knee, and then nice and slow. That part, the down, is called eccentric. That's the lengthening of the muscle. It's working against gravity, and it helps you to be in control on the way down. Push yourself up, nice and slow. Do not flop. Don't go kaboom onto the floor and damage your kneecap. That would not be good. And push back up. So that was number 3. Number 4, once you get down, go ahead and get yourself into a sitting position like this. And we're going to put your legs to the side. And you can start kind of supporting yourself like this. And we're just going to do 90-90 rocks. That means that your knees are at 90 degrees here at this angle. And you're going to rock them back and forth. Try not to twist your upper body too much like this. Try to keep your hips more straight. And if that feels good, go ahead and bring them in nice and close and go in the same pattern. And you will feel this stretch out the inner thigh and the whole hip structure. Nice and close. Okay? So that's number 4. Number 5 is be like a baby, crawl. So get onto your hands and knees, nice straight spine, tuck those toes underneath and crawl. You can take short steps or you can take long steps. Obviously I don't have as much room here because I'm trying to stay on this mat, but go backwards too. And this is working on your coordination and your core strength, which is going to help you in your get up. Back and forth. And maybe 10 steps forward, 10 steps backwards a couple times. It's really up to you. That's crawling. Right after that, keep those toes tucked and rock. The point of this is to get your ankles flexible. So if your knees don't allow you to do this, then you can actually go here and lift your knees. You're just trying to get the heels and the ankles to move. You could even do down dog here. And you could kind of bicycle here. Just trying to get the synovial fluid moving in your ankles and get them all worked out. So that is the rock. We've got the glute activation. That was number 1 when we were standing up. Then we have the step forward and back was number 2. Number 3 was the split stance where we go down and up and then eventually lower ourselves to the ground. Number 4 was those 90-90 switches back and forth to loosen up the hip joints. Number 5 was to crawl like a baby, backwards and forwards. And number 6 was the ankle flexion, doing those rocks back and forth. There are tons more that we could do, but I think that's enough for now. If you can't fully get yourself back up again, that's okay. Just go into all fours. Hold on to something if you need to. Get up on your knees, push here, and stand up. I would encourage you, if one leg is stronger, this is my strong leg, is to not use that leg. Try this one and get its stability and neuromuscular function working and say, hey, we need you. We're going to use you more often. And then stand up. Every once in a while, just test yourself. See how you're doing. Maybe hold on to something and be like, oh, wow, that was so much better than I've done in the past, but I can't quite get up, so we're going to do a 90-90 here, and we're going to go up onto our knees, and then we're going to go to a stand. And eventually, over time, you will be able to reduce your number. It'll feel easier, it'll flow better, and you'll know that you're getting stronger, and all of your systems are starting to work together. So good luck with this. Give it a try. Let me know how you do.